Good morning. So today is 19th of May. This is 2024. And some 27 years ago, 1997 in May, it was May 9th, when we started this so-called Harvard India Poetry. Harvard India Poetry was done on the 50th year of India's independence to show on the foreign land that we have many languages. Each language has a history, has a diction, has a sentiment, but there is a unity in the sentiment. That unity then was independence, 50 years of independence, freedom, liberty. So we let people recite from different languages, good poems. There is Swami here in Boston, who is no more, from Ramakrishna Mission. Swami Sharvagatananda, he presided. He was a good friend and wife of an ambassador who was in India, Kathy Galbraith. So we was the chief guest. And then Harvard faculty, other people, they joined. So we had a large gathering. I think today we have Jamuna with us, who was there in the first day. So, so now, after 1997, about 15 years, in 2008, we formed something called South Asian Poets of New England. The person who helped me found that, a poet, Chandrakant Sa, called by Chandu, is no more. He suddenly passed away last year in November, very young age, hardly 60, or maybe a little more than 60. Sad. So this also happens in foreign land. That is, we disappear without families, without friends, and that will probably continue. We don't know what that process is, even back home, maybe, I do not know. But all that brings us tears. So when the tears came to my eyes, there was an event when they were unveiling the statue of my father, and I suddenly, loudly sobbed. I thought probably for two reasons: that I could not see him. I have been detached from the land. I also sobbed him to think about him, but I didn't understand my sobbing. So that kind of gives me this pretext that can we understand our own sobbing? Do we sob? So then it came to my mind, and also I see that there's also a sense of joy that brings tears in us. So the question is the joy more or the sorrow more? So compensate for Swami's disappearance, which I had this Swami Sarvagatananda, our friend. So we have a new Swami today. This Swami I visited last March in his ashram in Tamil Nadu, Tiruvannamalai. Beautiful place, a holy pilgrimage for whole Hindu people. Mountains, and Ramana Maharshi lived there. He has a shrine. And inside that whole sacred place, this Swami has created his own little domain. Hello. Yeah, can you all close your sounds? So, so he has done it. So I saw him. It was delightful. He has a temple. He has a children reciting. He has pundits coming to do Sanskrit. He has a farm. He has And he lives very normal people. He's a Swami. He has seen the world, seen the universe. So let him, I thought that I will invite him to be our Swami Sannidhana, the proximity of a Swami who sees the world not like we see, and let him explain to us what tears are, tears of joy and tears of sorrow, baby tears and adult tears, tears of birth and tears of death, tears of the universe, tears from the tree, tears from the sky coming as rain, or the cry of the sky, which becomes Rudra. So all that would be some kind of a summary that Swami may help us, and then he may recite a few things. So after that, we have a program. Amandip, who is a grateful friend of ours, so he has put the slides, so he will project a slide on your name, and then you recite the poem, recite it clearly. So we have given 5 minutes for each person. So you can introduce yourself, introduce the poem, read the poem, and if you need to English translation, provide the translation and read it clearly, and let it continue. So let us celebrate tears. So when I say this, the tears in my eyes, because I think you also feel that, any time when we assembly, meet friends, we see in our togetherness, our eyes get moist, unknown to us. Is that security? Is that our own life? Is that our own feeling, joy, warmth? Not clear. But to see friendliness, maitri, togetherness, somehow moistens our eyes. So with that, I pass on to Swami. He's Atmananda. Swami Atmananda, before I met him, he has been a friend to India Discovery Center. He supports us, encouraging letters. He has given us funds. So I didn't know how a Swami from India will support the Indian efforts in this foreign country. We gratefully have received them. Swami, as I said, he has this beautiful enclave in Tirumalai, and let him speak for himself. I pass on to Swami Atmananda, and he has an assistant also who are joining this thing, and Swami may thank them eventually.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. My humble pranam to Vijay Bhai Ji for inviting me to receive and share the ecstasy and the sorrow and the feelings of all the participants today. This is a session on poetry and very symbolic. The name is Asru, the tears. So I offer my pranam to all the participants, and from the invitation, I could know that there are so many, from so many different languages. It's a rare honor actually to listen to you all and be with you all to share my own state of consciousness. So, as per our Vedic custom, we begin everything with a prayer, and I begin today with a prayer for peace, because the world is going through a very terrible time. And the one thing that can promote peace is if we somehow, the whole humanity, can come little closer and closer to each one. So here is a mantra from the Samaveda, from the Rig Veda. Samanu mantra samiti samani samanang manah sachittamesan samanang mantrang abhimantra eva samanena boha visajuhomi. Bang me manasi pratisthita mano me bachi pratishthitam avi arvima idhi vedasyama anistha srutang me mam prahasi anena adhitena ahoratram sandadhami Rutang vadishyami satyang vadishyami tanmam avatu tadbhaktarang avatu avatu mam avatu bhaktarang avatu bhaktarang avatu bhaktarang. So today is the day when all of you, the great noble souls, have come together to share your poem on theme Asru. Asru is tears. And when we write something, if it is prose, usually it comes from the mind, the intellect. But if it's poetry, it comes from heart. That's why poetry has much more appeal to the human being than the prose. All our scriptures, Vedic scriptures, all are written in poetry. We call the celestial song. So this is a day of poetry, but the theme is Asru, tear. As I saw it, I remembered instantly one poetry that I was very fond of, which I myself composed for studying in high school. So several poems I have written, and many of these are published in many journals. But one thing that what is very deeply in me, it was composed when I was studying in high school, in standard 10 actually. And I was very much in those days, early days, very connected to my Gurudev, whom I have never seen, because he left body before I was born. So for me, Guru was God, or maybe greater than God. That is how I felt it. So I wrote a poem one day, a prayer actually. That was in Oriya, and I have translated in English actually. But let me say that if some of you are from Orissa, you can understand. But for others, I can just translate it simply. Nayanare Prabhu luha deya sakya झरू नहीं जदि सेलुह तुमरी पाई सृष्टि करिछ काहि कि विरह निया से निया जदि तुम पाई जड़ू नहीं. O Lord, why have you given tears if it is does not flow for you? Why have you given the fire of separation if it's not burning for you? So we all have tears. When we were children, we had tears, and that was actually fake tear. A child actually doesn't cry actually. It is a autopilot trust him. When the child needs something, the only way the child can communicate is through tears. That is why our scripture says, Bala nang rudhanang balang. For little children, tear is their strength. But when we grow up, then we experience the tear that comes out of fear, actually, fear of punishment. And in adolescence, tears come many a time if we are conscious of our wrongdoings. Repentance comes, the tears of repentance. Also, tears of separation is experienced. Then comes the tears of sorrow. Tears of ecstasy comes to every religious being, spiritual being. We call it God ecstasy. And tears also comes when we are in laughter, tears of laughter. And when we get something unexpected from someone from whom we never expect anything, or we get something much bigger than what we expected. That is also tears come, tears of gratitude. So, as we grow in our consciousness, the source of tear goes deeper and deeper. Ultimately, a time comes when the tear is the tear of the soul. That is what actually brings us closer and closer to our own Swarupa. And when we experience our own Swarupa, our own state, then the last tears comes, that is the tears of devotion. So every human being has tear. And the doctors say tear also has its health benefit. It keeps the eyes healthy in a moisture state. But usually when we talk of tear, people generally think that tear is the tear of sorrow. It is not necessarily the tear of sorrow only. I would love to actually listen today, because this is a theme which will connect each one of us in our heart plane, because poetry cannot come from head. So I'm feeling very honored, and I feel that such a great opportunity has come to me. It is due to the love of Vijay Bhai. When Vijay Bhai came to our ashram, we had such a happy time in ashram. Everybody, all the devotees, both Indians and Europeans and Americans, they all liked Vijay Bhai. And we only simply wanted to listen to Vijay. What is he talking is not important. We just wanted to listen him because he's so pure, so natural. That is what touches us very deeply. So today, that occasion, because of Vijay Bhai, I am getting the opportunity, we all are getting the opportunity to be linked with you all in our heart. So now I will not take much time. I would request now Vijay Bhai to make me a listener, because that is what I love to be.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay Bhai.
Thank you very much. Can you all unmute and have a round of applause? Join me. So the next person would be Sajid. Sajid, our old dear friend, has been with us for all this 25 years. But just first year he missed, first time. But then after that, he has been come participant in almost all events of our group. Sajid Kamal from Bangladesh, residing in California now.
Thank you, Vijay, and good morning to everyone, and good evening. I think that one of the things that technology does is connects us no matter where we are, and that's an advantage, and there's along with other challenges. So part of our creative challenge is to make that option meaningful, caring, and connecting. So as Vijay mentioned, it's been my pleasure and honor to be part of this um, experience over many, many years. And there's been some other people have stayed on and some of people have moved on, and that's part of our life. And so I always appreciate when this happens, and always feel both a pleasure and an honor to be participating in it. Our primary residence is in Boston. Actually, our meaning myself and my wife, Rosemary, she also has been very involved with many of the activities here. But we are here in San Diego, California, to be with our son and daughter-in-law and 3 of our blossoming grandchildren. So we try to divide this time between Boston and San Diego. And I was born in India, in Bardhaman, and then my first 3 years were in India, then in what became East Pakistan, and then since like 1963, I came to United States and have been back and forth to mostly to Bangladesh, and then and occasionally to India as well. So anyway, as Vijay and Swamiji very, very articulately explained, that tears have many meanings, many sources, many purposes. And I think each year we're brought to this new challenges. And so 2024 brought a lot of challenges, a lot of possibilities. And I think that we saw many, many reasons to be tearful. The question always becomes, is that to give that tear some meaning, is there something more than that? And do we see anything beyond that? And so that is my poem, which I'm happy to share with you all. It's called 2024. 2023 didn't end well, with missiles, bombs, and blood, emissions out of control, fires, heat, freeze, and blood. Warhawks roam and fill the halls. Loaded warships cruise the coast. Missiles mark kill, multiply. Raise the glass for a greedy toast. Over the rubble landscape and whistling sounds above, olive groves charred, with no place to rest. With wounded wings flies the dove. Human beings, by their own doing, put survival to the test. Still, I wonder, with a tearful heart, have we lost, numbed, suppressed, or exhausted what's in us, in our human heart, the best? Then I see, past the darkness, As the dawning sun spreads light, compassion, conscience, courage, justice, hope, and seeds of greenery and olive groves sprouting and spreading across the world, and singing and marching come to sight. So I say to my tearful heart, with a flicker of hope in it too, let these be your feet, not just in wishes or in prayers, but in your singing in chorus, in your marching together through your unwavering deed. Thank you.
All right. Okay, we do the same protocol. So you unmute and give him a kind of applause. And all together. All right. So next one is Amandip. Amandip is our, the beautiful slides that you see are made by Amandip. Amandip, our note taker. Amandip helps out in many different ways. He maintains our website and he's a published poet. He takes care of the children of Punjabi group all around the world. And he's a poet. He says he's more of a poet than a professional as he is. So let us hear Amandip sing in Punjabi.
And thank you, Mishra, for the introduction. So my poem is What to Do. So I'll read the brief English translation first. Contemplating the sad state of the world and life in general, I am the poet, wonders what can we do on a night full of sorrow, and what can we do with the bouquet of tears. When darkness falls in the life, what can we do with the night full of stars? The rulers of the throne have changed. What can we do with the unchanged state of the people? The story that remained half told during the night, what can we do with that story of the king and the queen? They just came and left. What can we do of such a meeting, such a short meeting? So here's my poem. Actually, it's a ghazal in Punjabi. Ki kariye? उदास जही इस रात दा की करिए उदास जही इस रात दा की करिए हंजुआं दी सौगात दा की करिए हंजुआं दी सौगात दा की करिए जीवन च जद तारीकी ही छा गई जीवन च जद तारीकी ही छा गई तारियां दी बारात दा की करिए तारियां दी बारात दा की करिए उदास जई इस रात दा की करिए हंजुआं दी सौगात दा की करिए बदल गए ने तख्त दे ताबेदार बदल गए ने तख्त दे ताबेदार ना बदले हालात दा की करिए ना बदले हालात दा की करिए उदास जई इस रात दा की करिए हंजुआं दी सौगात दा की करिए रात नूं विच विचाले ही जो रह गई रात नूं विच विचाले ही जो रह गई राजा रानी दी बात दा की करिए राजा रानी दी बात दा की करिए उदास जई इस रात दा की करिए हंजुआं दी सौगात दा की करिए बस आए ते आके ओ चले गए बस आए ते आके ओ चले गए एहो जई मुलाकात दा की करिए एहो जई मुलाकात दा की करिए उदास जही इस रात दा की करिए उदास जही इस रात दा की करिए हंजुआं दी सौगात दा की करिए हंजुआं दी सौगात दा की करिए आंसू in Punjabi means hanju. So what
Thank you.
can we do with the bouquet of tears?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kindly unmute all and a round of
Really
applause.
very, very beautiful. So
Very
beautiful,
touching,
so
very
deep
touching,
meaning.
very touching,
Yes.
very touching,
Thank
very
you.
touching. And also rendering. So next is Manorama Chaudhary. We call her Manu. Manu comes from my state, Odisha. She is a mother, 2 children, gone to college now, and she started writing suddenly 5-6 years ago. She was probably writing before in her youth, but anyway, has been a prolific writer, has published a book now, writes prolifically from different magazines, postings, different sentiments. Earlier writing in Oriya, today she recites in Hindi. Her thing is Anshu, Manorama. Is Manorama around?
Yes.
Right.
Thank you for your kind introduction, Vijay Mosha. I'm Manorama Chaudhary from Boston, as you mentioned. Let me begin by expressing my humble regards to everyone present. I extend my sincere gratitude to Dr. Vijay Mishraji for his continuous efforts with SAPNE, a platform that allows many of us to express our inner voices. I also express my binamra pranam to Swami Atmanandji for gracing this session. Today's topic is Ansu, tears. We get tears for various reasons. Thanks to Swamiji for summarizing beautifully how tears of strength, fear, repentance, separation, sorrow, ecstasy, laughter, gratitude, and devotion come at various stages of life. So tears commonly arise from strong emotions. As a psychology major for my undergrad, I learned that according to psychoanalytic theory, crying is a common defense mechanism that our brain uses to protect our ego. However, crying in public in adolescence especially, can be uncomfortable for many. And sometimes we hold back our emotions. Yet, holding back tears is not always easy. My poem is in Hindi, and I assume most of you will understand, and simple emotions laced in it. Many will relate to it also. Many of us remember Chandu Bhai fondly. He loved this poem a lot and even recorded it in his theatrical voice, which I still have on my phone. Watching from above, I hope he will approve my presentation today. So my poem is Aansu. कई बार पलकों की दहलीज पर आकर, कई बार पलकों की दहलीज पर आकर जमीन पर गिरने की इजाजत मांगते हैं मेरे आंसू। कई बार पलकों की दहलीज पर आकर जमीन पर गिरने की इजाजत मांगते हैं मेरे आंसू। सैलाब का डर है, सैलाब का डर है अगर इन्हें बहने दूं, मगर कब तक दूसरों से यूं नजरें छुपाती फिरूं, मगर कब तक दूसरों से यूं नजरें छुपाती फिरूं। काश उन्हें बांध के रखने का मुझे हुनर आ जाए, काश उन्हें बांध के रखने का मुझे हुनर आ जाए, या हर हाल में मुस्कुराने की कोई वजह मिल जाए, या हर हाल में मुस्कुराने की कोई वजह मिल जाए। लहरों की तरह उमड़ती मेरी अभिलाषाएं किनारे तक आते आते अपना दम तोड़ देती हैं। दबी अनकही सुप्त व्यथाएं दिल के किसी कोने में रह कर सीली लकड़ियों सी आग सी सुलगती रहती हैं। दबी अनकही सुप्त व्यथाएं दिल के किसी कोने में रह कर सीली लकड़ियों सी आग सी सुलगती रहती है। पहाड़ से ऊंचे मेरे जज्बात जब पिघलते हैं, काजल की लकीरों से जा टकराते हैं। पहाड़ से ऊंचे मेरे जज्बात जब पिघलते हैं, काजल की लकीरों से जा टकराते हैं। बात चंद बूंद आंसुओं की होती तो पलकों की चिलमन से रोकने की कोशिश भी कर लेती। ये तो खारे पानी का दरिया है, जो मेरी रूह को भी रुला जाते हैं, जो मेरे रूह को भी रुला जाते हैं। वजह भी ढूंढ लूं मुस्कुराने की, मगर मुस्कुराहट भी तो यूं ही मुफ्त में नहीं मिलते, मुस्कुराहट भी तो यूं ही मुफ्त में नहीं मिलती। कहीं पे पढ़ा था इन्हें जाया न करना, कहीं पे पढ़ा था इन्हें जाया न करना। अनमोल होते हैं ये मोती, अनमोल होते हैं ये मोती। जाने कब समंदर मांगने आ जाए, जाने कब समंदर मांगने आ जाए। मगर मेरे आंसू बेझिझक बेइजाजत दस्तखत दे जाते हैं पलकों की दहलीज पर। छलक उठते हैं बेवजह आंखों की कोरों से, छलक उठते हैं बेवजह आंखों की कोरों से। नामुमकिन है हर बार मैं दुनिया से नजरें भी बचा लूं और होठों पे मुस्कुराहट भी सजा लूं। नामुमकिन है हर बार मैं दुनिया से नजरें भी बचा लूं और होठों पे मुस्कुराहट भी सजा लूं। डरती हूँ कहीं मेरे आंसू मेरे अपनों को रुला न दे। डरती हूँ कहीं मेरे आंसू मेरे अपनों को रुला न दे। ये सोचकर रात के अंधेरे से दोस्ती कर लेती हूँ, ये सोचकर रात के अंधेरे से दोस्ती कर लेती हूँ। सैलाब के डर से, सैलाब के डर से मैं अपनी आंसुओं को अक्सर, सैलाब के डर से मैं अपनी आंसुओं को अक्सर तकिए में छुपा लेती हूँ, तकिए में छुपा लेती हूँ. Thank you. Now the small summary, I'm sure everybody understood the poem. It's in Hindi, so, but a small summary is like, the poem conveys the poet's profound struggle with her emotions and tears. She describes how her tears often come to the brink of falling, seeking permission to flow. She fears a flood of emotions if she allows her tears to fall, while at the same time finding it increasingly difficult to hide them from others. Unspoken and dormant sorrows occasionally smolder in her heart. Unable to find expression in such moments, her tears flow without hesitation or permission. When these intense emotions melt into tears, they collide with her kajal, leaving streaks. She finds it challenging to hide her gaze from others and searches for reasons to wear a fake smile. She often worries that her loved ones might become concerned if she allows her tears to flow. Therefore, she befriends the darkness of the night and often hides her tears in her pillow, seeking solace in the night's concealment. The poem essentially conveys that living in a society with freedom of speech, many of us still struggle to freely express our true emotions. Thank you very much.
Okay. Can we all applaud our sister
It's,
Manorama?
it's so profound, so deep.
Very nice, very
My
nice.
lord,
Very nice. Also, the
I don't
landed
know words actually.
so the point is that once you hear it, if your eyes moisten, so that's the tears. So it is not what the poem is, it is the event of the poem, the delivery, the ambience of it. Our next one is another powerful poet, Manish Srivastav, comes from a poet's family, has just published a brilliant book. Manish has been a part of our committee here. He is a creative artist, a video maker. He helps us with Hindi all the time. Manish also supports a lot of Hindi groups around. And today he has poem Anmol Anshu, Manish Srivastav.
Thank you, Vijayda. मेरा प्रणाम सभी को. I think the topic is very important and a brilliant topic. I was very happy. Actually, the topic is Ansu, but I was happy when this topic was picked up because I think the Ansu are the asset. We can use it to console ourselves. We can use them to show our happiness. We can also use them as a weapon. So the poem I have written is in Hindi, a very small poem, just 5 bunds in this. I'll read the poem first, and then I'll just read a small summary in English. So here it is, Anmol Aansu. जीवन के संतापों में, खुशियों में, फाकों में. फाकों में is when we are starving. That's called फाका लगाना in Hindi. जीवन के संतापों में, खुशियों में, फाकों में, ये वर्षा जैसे बहते हैं जब झरझर झरझर झरते हैं. जीवन के संतापों में, खुशियों में, फाकों में, ये वर्षा जैसे बहते हैं जब झरझर झरझर झरते हैं. प्रेम के आलिंगन में, स्नेह के अनुबंधन में, कांधों पर जाकर सजते हैं जब झरझर झरझर झरते हैं. सच्चे दिल के सौदे में, झूठे यार के धोखे में. सच्चे दिल के सौदे में, झूठे यार के धोखे में, मोती बन बिखरते हैं जब झरझर झरझर झरते हैं. भावनाओं का प्रतिबिंब है ये. भावनाओं का प्रतिबिंब है ये, आत्मा की गहराई भी. स्मृतियों की संचित पूंजी हैं और जीवन की सच्चाई भी।
Mm.
भावनाओं के प्रतिबिंब हैं ये, आत्मा की गहराई भी, स्मृतियों की संचित पूंजी हैं और जीवन की सच्चाई भी। अनमोल ये आंसू जीवन में, बचपन में प्रौढ़ा यौवन में। अनमोल ये आंसू जीवन में, बचपन में प्रौढ़ा यौवन में, हर एक कहानी गढ़ते हैं जब झरझर झरझर झरते हैं, जब झरझर झरझर झरते हैं. So this was my small poem, Anmol Asu, and I will just read a small um, summary of this. So the poem describes the precious tears that flow like rain, bringing joy and solace in the time of sorrow. These tears are symbol of love, affection, and emotional depth. They are a reflection of soul's beauty and the treasure trove of memories. Though they may shed due to pain or the loss or heartbreak, they are a reminder of authenticity of life's experiences. The poem suggests that these tears are precious assets, as I said in the beginning, accumulating memories and emotions throughout the life's journey from childhood to old age and weaving a story of their own. The poem explores the idea of that tears are not just a symbol of sadness, but also a manifestation of depth of human emotions, love, and connection. You must have noticed the repetition of jhar 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 jhar. The repetition of jhar 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 creates a musical quality, evoking the sound of tears falling like a rain, like I said in my first stanza, and emphasizing the idea that tears are a natural and beautiful part of human experiences. Dhanyawad.
Right, very good, very good. Okay, we do the same thing, the protocol. So we unmute ourselves and we kind of applaud. All right. So next one, we have a friend, Rahul Ray. Rahul is a professor here. Is biology or biochemistry in the local university, Boston University. But more than that, he's a creative artist. He sings, he plays violin, he composes, he paints, he's a handyman, he does everything. He supports, he volunteers. He is a man of all trades. Rahul has been with us for all the time that we have been on SAPNE. Rahul and his wife, they're participants in our programs. So with this, let us introduce Rahul Ray, Professor Rahul Ray, for his, I think he does an English poem, Teardrops.
Good morning. Well, Vijay, for a generous compliment bestowed upon me. I don't know whether I really am worthy of all this or not. But anyhow, it's a real pleasure for me to be here this morning with all of you, the poets and the listeners also at the same time. And I have heard so far some beautiful poems and beautiful poems emulating the emotions, the human emotions, and also how they're related to tears. The tears come naturally, as Manish was saying. It comes naturally, like jhar 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 jharte hain. I mean, for many occasions, many things, many emotions, that it comes out like rain. My poem is somewhat different actually, and so this is originally written in Bengali, so I'm going to do the Bengali first and then do a English translation of it. It's a short poem, so it won't take too much time. Again, thank you all very much. Oshrukona. Oshrukona basically Bengali, and also, this means teardrops. একবার আমি একটা অশ্রুকণার ভিতরটা দেখেছিলাম। ঝকঝকে খোলসের ভিতরে হালকা নীলের আভা, সেখানে আছে স্মৃতি, সময়ের পাখায় হারিয়ে যাওয়া, তবু তাদের প্রাণ এখনো ধুকপুক করে। ঝকঝকে খোলসের ভেতরে হালকা নীলের আভা, সেখানে আছে স্মৃতি, সময়ের পাখায় হারিয়ে যাওয়া, তবু তাদের প্রাণ এখনো ধুকপুক করে। একবার আমি একটা অশ্রুকণার দিকে তাকিয়েছিলাম, তার গা দিয়ে ভালোবাসা ঝরে পড়ছে, ভালোবাসা আপনজনের প্রতি, ভালোবাসা অচেনা অজানাকে। তার গা দিয়ে ভালোবাসা ঝরে পড়ছে, ভালোবাসা আপনজনের প্রতি, ভালোবাসা অজানা অচেনাকে বুদ্ধ যেমন শিখিয়েছিলেন। একবার আমি একটা অশ্রুকণা এঁকেছিলাম, রক্ত রাঙা গায়ে মিছো দুর্গন্ধ মেখে সেটা গড়িয়ে পড়েছিল একটা আতঙ্কিত চোখ বেয়ে। একবার আমি একটা অশ্রুকণা এঁকেছিলাম, রক্তরাঙা গায়ে মেছো দুর্গন্ধ মেখে সেটা গড়িয়ে পড়েছিল একটা আতঙ্কিত চোখ বেয়ে। চোখের বদলা চোখ, যা দয়া তা অন্ধ। চোখের বদলা চোখ, আই ফর অ্যান আই। চোখের বদলা চোখ, যা দয়া তা অন্ধ। একবার আমি একটা অশ্রুকণাকে অনুভব করেছিলাম, আমার মনের মধ্যে ফুলে ফুলে উঠতে। তখন আমার সঙ্গী বলেছিল, আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি। একবার আমি একটা অশ্রুকণাকে অনুভব করেছিলাম, যখন আমার মনের মধ্যে ফুলে ফুলে উঠতে, যখন আমার সঙ্গী বলেছিল, আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি। যখন আমার মা নিঃশ্বাস নিয়েছিল শেষবারের মতো, যখন আমি প্রথম আমার পরবর্তী প্রজন্মের মুখ দেখি। একবার আমি একটা অশ্রুকণাকে ভেঙে ফেলেছিলাম, হাতে নিয়ে ধরতে গিয়ে সেটা ভেঙে গেল খান খান করে। আর খণ্ড খণ্ড স্মৃতি, আনন্দ, ভালোবাসা, এমনকি হিংসা ছড়িয়ে ছিটিয়ে পড়েছিল সারা পৃথিবীর এখানে ওখানে। একবার আমি এক অশ্রুকণাকে ভেঙে ফেলেছিলাম, হাতে নিয়ে ধরতে গিয়ে সেটা ভেঙে গেল খান খান করে। আর খণ্ড খণ্ড স্মৃতি, আনন্দ, ভালোবাসা, এমনকি হিংসা ছড়িয়ে ছিটিয়ে পড়েছিল সারা পৃথিবীর এখানে ওখানে। Now I'm just going to do the English translation of it. Teardrops. Once I peered inside a teardrop. With a shiny skin, it is hazy blue inside. Like memories, faded by time gone by, but still palpable. Which is a shiny skin, it's hazy blue inside, like memories, faded by the time gone by, but still palpable. Once I looked at a teardrop. With its opulence, it is love all over, love for the kith and kin, love for the unknown, as Buddha preached. Once I looked at a teardrop, with its opulence, it is love all over, love for the kith and kin, love for the unknown, as Buddha preached. Once I painted a teardrop. It is blood red with fish-like stench. It rolled down from an terrorized eye for an eye made it visionless. Once I painted a teardrop. It's blood red with fish-like stench. It rolled down a terrorized eye for an eye made it visionless. Once I felt a teardrop welling inside me when I told my mate, I love you. When my mother breathed her last, when I saw my progeny for the first time. Once I felt a teardrop welling inside me when I told my mate, I love you. When my mother breathed her last, when I saw my progeny for the last time. Once I destroyed a teardrop. As I tried to hold it in my hand, it shattered into pieces, spilling shards of memory, love, joy, and yes, violence, like a jigsaw puzzle spread over the earth. Once I destroyed a teardrop. As I tried to hold it in my hand, it shattered into pieces, spilling shards of memory, love, joy, and yes, violence, like a jigsaw puzzle spread over the earth. Thank you very much.
Very good. Okay, same thing. So we unmute and we applaud. Can we? I'm not hearing. Let's be together.
Thank
Right. So we follow up with Professor Debilal Mishra. So he comes from India. He teaches in the same college, now university, where I studied. He's a communication professor, and he participates in our functions. He's a poet. So Professor Debilal Mishra from India. Is Debilal there?
Yes.
Okay, John, start your poem.
Thank you, Bisa Bhaina, for the kind words.
This is really a wonderful topic. In a sense, tears and life are inseparable. Without tears, life would be a harsh reality, bereft of sensations and emotional connections. Tears make us feel life from different sides. They're a powerful feeling and life's true essence. So I have a very brief poem on tears, which goes like this. Tears reflect the life's true essence, both in the struggles and happiness. Tears reflect the life's true essence, both in the struggles and happiness. Without tears, life seems arid. Tears bring life indeed. There are tears in the spring. There are tears in the spring. There are tears in the summer. Some tears are not seen, and some fade into fever. There are tears in the spring. There are tears in the summer. Some tears are not seen, and some fade into fever. There are tears in the heart. There are tears in the breath. More than the eyes, there are tears in the heart. There are tears in the breath. There are tears in the dream. And there are tears in the faith. Tears never leave life alone. Like a sacred companion, tears never leave life alone. They define life, they refine life, and they determine life a great deal. They define life, they refine life, and they determine life a great deal. Tears can be weak, tears can be strong, tears can be right, tears can be wrong. Tears can be weak, tears can be strong, tears can be right, tears can be wrong, but they paint life with the myriad colors of the emotions and make life livable. And make life livable. Thank you. I will say unmute and applaud, but then you must all mute. I hear some noise, no good. So don't, I think it's a beautiful morning. People are doing so great. So we should respect people's voices. So do mute. Try to, no. Okay, so next person is poet, Professor Balachandra. Professor Balachandra has, taught here in Northeastern University for a long time. Graduate from Harvard, business management. But then he comes from a family of scholars. So he started writing in Kannada, first in English, then in Kannada. And actually through SAPNE efforts. So now I think he joins from Florida.
No,
Or
I'm here.
Boston, I don't know. Boston. Okay, here is Professor Balachandra with his Kannada poem, I think. Kannada poem, yes. All right.
Thank you, Vijay, for a very nice introduction. I appreciate that. I am in Boston right now.
Good.
So thank you. I spent some time in Florida, Tampa, especially. I don't want to have the snow shoveling here, so I get away there. These poems have been very invigorating and very interesting for me. I thought I was the one coming up with the idea that tears are all from many different emotions, and that's the title of my poem. So what I will do is first I will read the poem in Kannada, which is my native language, and then I'll give a translation of that. And this is a very short poem. It won't take very long. The title of the poem is Kannirina Vividha Rupagalu. ಅತ್ಯಾನಂದದ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು, ಹರ್ಷದ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು, ದುಃಖದ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು, ಕೋಪದ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು, ದಿಗ್ಭ್ರಮೆಯ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು, ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡುವ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು. ಆದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಹಗೆತನದಲ್ಲ. ಬಹಳ ಕಾರಣಗಳಿಗೆ ಜನ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಸುರಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ. ನೊಂದ ಮಗನನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ತಾಯಿ ಅಳುತ್ತಾಳೆ. ಮಗ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗೆದ್ದರೆ ತಂದೆ ಅಳುತ್ತಾನೆ. ದೈವ ಸನ್ನಿಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಕ್ತನು ಅಳುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಹುಡುಗಿಯರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಳುತ್ತಾರೆಂದು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ನಿಜವಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಮಹಾಯುದ್ಧದ ಮೊದಲು ಬಂಧುಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಮಹಾವೀರ ಅರ್ಜುನ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಸುರಿಸಿದನು. ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ಮಗುವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ತಾಯಿ ಅಳುತ್ತಾಳೆ. ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿ ಆ ಮಗು ಅಮ್ಮ ಎಂದು ಕರೆದಾಗಲೂ ತಾಯಿ ಅಳುತ್ತಾಳೆ. ಮಗುವು ಕೋಪಗೊಂಡು ಆವೇಶದಿಂದ ಒದ್ದಾಡಿದಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ತಾಯಿ ಅಳುತ್ತಾಳೆ. ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಉದ್ದದ ಬಿಳಿಯ ಗಡ್ಡದವನನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದೆ. ಹಜ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಎಂದು ಅವನನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದೆ. ಸವಿನಯದಿಂದ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಹುಸಿನಗುತ್ತಾ ಅತ್ಯಾನಂದದಿಂದ ನೆನೆಸಿ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಸುರಿಸಿದ. ಸಂತೋಷದ ಔತಣದ ಕ್ರೂರ ಆಕ್ರಮಣದಿಂದ ಗಂಡನ ಕೊಲೆಯನ್ನು ಕಂಡ ಪತ್ನಿ ದಿಗ್ಭ್ರಮೆಯಿಂದ ಮಿತಿಯಿಲ್ಲದ ದುಃಖದ ಕಣ್ಣೀರಿನ ಪ್ರವಾಹ ಹರಿಸಿದಾಗ ನೋಡುವವರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಲು ತಿಳಿಯಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಸಂತಾಪ ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಕಟಕ್ಕ? ಆನಂದ ಮತ್ತು ಹರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಕಣ್ಣೀರಿಲ್ಲವೇ? ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಇದೆ, ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಇದೆ. ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ವಿವಿಧ ಭಾವಗಳನ್ನು ವಿಶ್ವವ್ಯಾಪಿಯಾಗಿ ಪ್ರದರ್ಶಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. That's my Kannada poem. I'll just read a very quick translation of the poem in English. Different tears of different emotions. Tears of rapture, tears of joy, tears of sorrow, tears of anger, tears of panic, tears that destroy, but not all produce rancor. People shed tears for many reasons. The mother weeps when the child is hurt. The father weeps when the child wins. The believer cries in the holy presence. Only girls cry, some people say. It is not true, as everyone knows. Arjuna cried facing the doomsday. A man's man, he still had his throes. A woman cries seeing her newborn. She does the same when it utters its first mama. She weeps to mourn when the child in anger has fits. I met a man with a beard long and white. I asked him about his recent Hajj. He looked at me and was very polite, with tears of joy as a blissful badge. There was a lady who lost her husband in a cruel gun attack on a joyful party. Her grief and panic were unbound, with tears pouring down in torrents. Are all tears for anguish and agony? Are there no tears of bliss and joy? Sure there are, and for many different emotions on display. Thank you very
All
much.
right, very good. Very good, Balaji. All
Thank
right.
Very
Can you
nice.
all unmute and give Bala? Bala, see,
Thank
Bala
you.
is
Thank you very much.
looks
Appreciate that.
young, but he's like a past 80 years of age. So would you celebrate Bala's youth?
85.
85. All right. Let Bala live 100. All right. Next one is Manoj Panda. Manoj lives in Maryland. He has participated in our function before. He returns. He works for the government, I think, but he's a poet. Actually, he's a yogi. He practices dharma, truthfulness. He's very honest to his thoughts, and he's a scholar of scriptures. So Manoj Panda from Maryland. He will read in Oriya, Asura Antaswara, the inner voice of tears. Okay. Manoj, are you around?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Vaina, for a kind introduction. And greetings to everyone from Maryland, and hope everybody is having a nice Sunday. So before much ado, I'll just start my poem, Asura Antaswara, or Inner Voice of Tears. So what I've done is that I will first read in Oriya, then I will read it in English. I write both Oriya and English. So the brief summary is, this poem acquaints with many different occasions where the tears flow, fill up the eye walls, and remain within unexpressed. This also explores how the inner voice of tears finds the reasons, contexts with deeper insight that takes one beyond the opposites of emotional serpentine landscape to be established in the serene tranquility, unruffled by impacts of any proportions from whatsoever aspects. So my poem starts. Bija akhire luha jokai ase, jona ojona mono upত্যକାରେ, ନିଭୃତ କୋଣରେ ବେଦନା ବିଧୁର ବଜ୍ର ଟଙ୍କାରରେ ଆକ୍ତା ମାକ୍ତା ହୋଇ ଆବେଗର ଆଲେଖ୍ୟ ଲେଖେ, ପ୍ରତିବନ୍ଧ ଭାଙ୍ଗି ଚିବୁକ ବେଳାଭୂମିକୁ ପ୍ଲାବିତ କରେ, କେବେ ଅଖଣ୍ଡିତ ଅବିରତ ଭାବେ, ଆଉ କେବେ ସମୟ ଅଙ୍କର ନିର୍ଦ୍ଧାରିତ ଅନ୍ତରାଳରେ ଅନ୍ତଃସ୍ୱର ପ୍ରଗଳ୍ଭ ହୁଏ ଲୋତକ ଧାରାରେ. Welling tears in wet eyes chronicles the stories of pain, riddled emotions in known, unknown mind valley, in innermost impasses, breaking the barriers to flood the chicks, sometimes continuously, sometimes in intervals, tuned with command of time, inner voice becomes voluble with the streaming tears. ହଁ, ଏହା ତ କୃତକର୍ମର ପରିଣାମ, ବିବର୍ଣ୍ଣ ପ୍ରକୃତିରେ କ୍ରୂର ତାପର ତାଣ୍ଡବ, ଝଞ୍ଜା ବଢିଆଦି ବିପର୍ଯ୍ୟୟର ଆଗ୍ନିକ ଖାଣ୍ଡବ, ତ୍ୱସ୍ତ ସବୁଜ ବଳୟ ସୃଷ୍ଟ ଫଟା ଭୂଇଁର ପାକୁଆ ଆଁ, ଖୋଜେ ଶ୍ରାବଣର ବାରିବିନ୍ଦୁକୁ, ବୃକ୍ଷ ଶାଖାର ମୁଖୁଳା ବକ୍ଷୋଜ, ଫଗୁଣ ପଲ୍ଲବର ବହୁଦୂରେ, କି ଅନୁଭବ କରେ ସେ ଅବିସମ୍ପତାର କାରୁଣ୍ୟକୁ, ଅଶ୍ରୁର ଅନ୍ତଃସ୍ୱର ପ୍ରଗଳ୍ଭ ହୁଏ ଲୋତକ ଧାରାରେ. Sure, are these consequences of actions, individual and mass, nature turning grimy with evil dance of scorching heat, storms, floods, and myriad such disasters, results of the lost greenery, broken earth of its rainy drops, desperately, naked trees bereft of seasonal leaves, who feels the pitiful curse, and inner voice becomes voluble with the streaming tears. ଇତିହାସର ପୃଷ୍ଠା ଦୋହରାଏ, ଅଶ୍ରୁଳ ଇତିବୃତ୍ତର ସର୍ପିଳ ଅୟୁତ ପଦଚିହ୍ନକୁ, ଅଜସ୍ର ସମର ତରଙ୍ଗ ଲେଖିଛି, ଲୁହ ଲହୁର ବର୍ଣ୍ଣମାଳା, କୁରୁକ୍ଷେତ୍ରର ଶତପୁତ୍ର ଜନନୀ ଗାନ୍ଧାରୀ ପରି ଅକୁହା କୁହ ବଜାଇଛି ଶଙ୍ଖ, ପ୍ରାଣୀ ବିହଙ୍ଗ କୀଟତରୁଲତାଙ୍କ ଅଶ୍ରୁପାତର ଜ୍ୱଳନ୍ତା ଦୀପାଳି ଅଣଦେଖା ହୋଇଯାଏ, ଅଶ୍ରୁର ଅନ୍ତଃସ୍ୱର ପ୍ରଗଳ୍ଭ ହୁଏ ଏକ ଭିନ୍ନ ଲୋତକ ଧାରାରେ. Repeating pages of history, trail-blazed serpentine path of tears, dotted by millions footprints, uncounted battles recounted, storied letters, like the mother of the 100 sons, Gandhari, unexpressed choking grief, sounded the conch, tears of flora and fauna, lighted their lamps of melancholy, goes unnoticed, and inner voice becomes voluble with the streaming tears. ପୁଣି କେବେ ନିର୍ବାସିତ ବିରହର ସିକ୍ତ ନୟନ, କେବେ ବା ନିର୍ଯାତନାର ଅସହ୍ୟ ତାଡ଼ନ, ବୁଭୁକ୍ଷା ବ୍ୟାଧି ଅନଟନର ତୀବ୍ର ଜ୍ୱଳନ, ଅଶ୍ରୁର ଅନ୍ତଃସ୍ୱର ପ୍ରଗଳ୍ଭ ହୁଏ ଲୋତକ ଧାରାରେ. Sometimes moistened eyes of exiled separations, sometimes the pang of unbearable torture, pain of hunger, disease, unfilled wantings, and inner voice becomes voluble with the streaming tears. ରଣକ୍ଷେତ୍ରର ଆହତ ସୈନିକ, ବିସ୍ଫୋରଣର ବିକ୍ଷତ ଶରୀର, ଆତଙ୍କର ଅଜସ୍ର କାହାଣୀ, ଶୃଣିତାଦ୍ର ଧରଣୀ, ରୁଧିରାପ୍ଲୁତ ସ୍ରୋତସ୍ୱିନୀ, ଅଶ୍ରୁର ଅନ୍ତଃସ୍ୱର ପ୍ରଗଳ୍ଭ ହୁଏ ଲୋତକ ଧାରାରେ. Wounded soldier in battlefield, grenade-pierced body, innumerable tragedies of terror, blood-soaked sod, sanguinary river ripples, and inner voice becomes voluble with the streaming tears. ହରାଇବାର ଦୁଃଖ, ପାଇବାର ସୁଖ, କେବେ ଜଳେ କ୍ରୋଧର ଦୁର୍ବାର ବହ୍ନି ଆଉ କେବେ ପ୍ରୀତିର ପିୟୁଷ ଅକୁହା ଅସରନ୍ତି ଯନ୍ତ୍ରଣାର ଉଚ୍ଛ୍ୱାସ ବା ଅଫୁରନ୍ତ ଉନ୍ମାଦନର ଉଲ୍ଲାସ ଅଦ୍ଭୁତ ସମତା ଏକ ଉପସଂହାର ଅନୁବନ୍ଧ ତା ଅପରାହତ ଲୁହର ବନ୍ୟା ଅଶ୍ରୁ ଅଭିସାରରୁ ଅଶ୍ରୁ ତର୍ପଣ ଯାଏଁ ନିସର୍ଗଜ ଅଭିପ୍ସିତ ଚିତ୍ତବୃତ୍ତିର ନିଚ୍ଛକ ସାର୍ବଜନିକ ଶୋଭାଯାତ୍ରା ଅନ୍ତଃସ୍ୱର ପ୍ରଗଳ୍ଭ ହୁଏ ଲୋତକ ଧାରାରେ anguish of losing, joy of receiving, somewhere burns the fire of anger, somewhere runs the nectar of love, unspoken, unending flow of agony, or perennial euphoric mirth. Strange similarity, matching outcomes of steady flow of tears, of delight and distress, natural derivatives of mind acts in shades of desires, unfed, universal caravan, and inner voice becomes voluble with the streaming tears. Nigida luhara spandana, ବିଷାଦର ବିସୁରା ରାଗିଣୀର ଛନ୍ଦ ହର୍ଷୋତ୍ଫୁଲ୍ଲ ମେଘମଲ୍ହାରର ମଧୁର ମନ୍ଦ ଭାବନା ବ୍ୟଞ୍ଜନର ବିବିଧ ଗନ୍ଧ ଆଶା ନିରାଶାର ଚକ୍ର ବିହୁରେ ରାଗ ଅନୁରାଗର ଲୁଚକାଳି ଖେଳ ଉଛୁଳା ପ୍ରେମ ଫଲ୍ଗୁ ସୃଜନର ଜାହ୍ନବୀ ନିରନ୍ଦ୍ର ଅନ୍ଧକାର ଦୀପ୍ତ ପ୍ରଭାତ ଭୂମିର ଭୂମାକୁ ଦେହରୁ ବିଦେହକୁ ସସୀମରୁ ଅସୀମକୁ ଲିପ୍ତରୁ ନିର୍ଲିପ୍ତକୁ ଦିବ୍ୟ ସ୍ପର୍ଶର ପୁଲ କରି ଅପସୃତ ହୋଇ ଚିନ୍ତା ଚେତନାର ଇନ୍ଦ୍ରିୟାନୁଗ୍ରହିତା ଅଶ୍ରୁମୋଚନର ଅର୍ଘ୍ୟ ଆନନ୍ଦ ନିରାନନ୍ଦର ସରହଦ ଡେଇଁ କରେ ଜ୍ଞାନର ଅନୁସନ୍ଧାନ ନିରାଲମ୍ବର ଆବାହନ ପରମର ପ୍ରକ୍ଷାଳନ ନବରବିର ଅଭିବାଦନ ସତ୍ୟ ଶିବ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଆରାଧନ ଅଶ୍ରୁର ଅନ୍ତଃସ୍ୱର ପ୍ରଗଳ୍ଭତାରେ ଲଭେ ଦିନେ ଉତ୍ତରଣ ସମାପନ vibes of fallen tears, discordant notes of affliction, mellifluous melodies of elation, thoughts of many colors in the puzzles of hope and despair, hide and seek of likes and dislikes, rapturous amour, light of ingenuity, abysmal darkness, blazing twilight, from wretched to divine, from captivity to freedom, from limit to limitless, from attached to detached, with the grace of supreme disappears, this thraldom of senses, means of wiping tears beyond the confines of opposes, focuses on the quest for the truth in the realm of oneness, in tune with all forbidding, embracing the new finding, worship, the triad of existence, knowledge, bliss, and inner voice of tears, involubility, one day ends with the realization of the eternal truth. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so let us do the same thing. We applaud. I think it's a very detailed poem. The Ashru has the voice. We thought Ashru is the voice. Now Ashru has the voice. The next one is Arundhati Salkhela, our dear sister here. So she's an artist, dancer. She also paints. Lovely individual. We saw her coming to our Harvard events. She communicates. So today's poem is in English. Tears of Joy. Arundhati. Is Sister Arundhati around? No good?
Able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Vijayda. I'm going to read Tears of Joy. When you dream about something from a young age, and when it finally happens, you smile with tears. Last year, I became Mrs. India Classic New England 2023, and also the poet and artist from my small town. I smile with tears. And I consider all of you of my friends. So I like to share with these two pictures because this is the one from this one. And Another one from my small town mayor after he read my books. So I just love to share with you. When you listen to old tapes like your music teacher songs and your mother reading her own poetry and yours, I smile with tears. Good memories does the same things. Few years back, as a Kathak dancer and a teacher for a long time, I dreamt of taking a lesson from Padma Shri Pandit Birju Maharaj. At age 17, after high school, I was accepted in his famous
We can't hear anymore.
Yeah, her voice is not coming.
But you are not supposed to mute. You mute yourself.
Yeah, looks like I
Yes, we
now,
can
now
hear
it's
you.
okay. Now it's okay.
lost.
Geeta, please mute yourself.
Able to hear it?
Yes.
I'm trying to do this. I have to. Able to hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I don't know. It's just lost for a few seconds. Okay, so I try the last paragraph. As a Kathak dancer and a teacher for a long time, I dreamt of taking a lesson from Padma Shri Pandit Birju Maharaj because he was the pioneer of this field. At age 17, I was accepted in his famous dance school in Delhi, but the long journey became an issue. But after many years, I was able to participate in his workshop in New York and perform with him at Radio City Music Hall. It happened because two beautiful, humble, kind human beings helped me a lot. I cried with smile every day there. Both of them are not here. But I believe the world is full of good and kind hearted people. Somehow, off and on, they come to my life and I smile with tears. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So do the same thing. Unmute. But see, unmute and then mute yourself. Then no noise. All right. Okay. Very good. So next one is Amit. Amit Khare. Amit has been coming to SAPNE for about 7, 8 years now. Lives in New Hampshire with a family, beautiful family, 2 children. He's a technical professional, helps us with many different activities. Hindi poet. He also has some kind of a electronic web broadcast he does. So with this, Amit Khare, his Hindi poem, Asvikruti, a beautiful poem. Amit.
थैंक यू मिश्रा जी आप सभी को प्रणाम नाइस पोएम्स बाय thoughtful poets to start this Sunday. Many emotions are nicely covered by all of you. I will try to cover the feelings of rejections. Tear in response to rejection are a natural emotional and psychological reaction. They can be understood as part of body's way to express and cope with intense feelings associated with being rejected. Please bless me while listening some analogies with poem titled Asvikriti. We'll try to read summary in English at the end. द्रवित हुए मेरे नयन देख आपका चयन द्रवित हुए मेरे नयन देख आपका चयन, ये अश्रु नेत्र सिंधुओं से ज्वार बन छलक गए। ये अश्रु नेत्र सिंधुओं से ज्वार बन छलक गए। क्या खोट देखी आपने, क्या मेरी कोई थी त्रुटि? क्या खोट देखी आपने, क्या मेरी कोई थी त्रुटि? ऐसे अनेक प्रश्न व्यर्थ अग्नि से धधक गए। ऐसे अनेक प्रश्न व्यर्थ अग्नि से धधक गए। मैं तोड़ सारी रूढ़ियां मिलन की आस ले बढ़ा। मैं तोड़ सारी रूढ़ियां मिलन की आस ले बढ़ा। क्षितिज भी एक भ्रम ही था, निकट पहुंच पता चला। गगन का प्रेम जो समझ सकी नहीं यदि धरा, तो अश्रु नेत्र सिंधुओं से ज्वार बन छलक गए। तो अश्रु नेत्र सिंधुओं से ज्वार बन छलक गए। अपेक्षाएं थी मेरी, न दोष कोई आपका। अपेक्षाएं थी मेरी, न दोष कोई आपका। बेग भावनाओं का अवरुद्ध मैं न कर सका। आपके प्रति मेरा जो प्रेम था वो बन तरल। आपके प्रति मेरा जो प्रेम था वो बन तरल। ये अश्रु नेत्र सिंधुओं से ज्वार बन छलक गए। ये अश्रु नेत्र सिंधुओं से ज्वार बन छलक गए। क्या खोट देखी आपने, क्या मेरी थी कोई त्रुटि? क्या खोट देखी आपने, क्या मेरी थी कोई त्रुटि? ऐसे अनेक प्रश्न व्यर्थ अग्नि से धधक गए। ऐसे अनेक प्रश्न व्यर्थ अग्नि से धधक गए। Thank you. The kind of summary now in English. My eyes did melt, a choice to see, tears from ocean's eyes, as tides they spilt. What flaw did you find? What fault I did? Futile questions like this weren't like fairy spree. Breaking all norms, with hope I moved. Horizon was just a myth. Near it I could knew. If sky is love, the earth cannot construe tears from ocean's eyes as tides they spilt. My expectations were mine, no blame on you. Emotions rush, I couldn't subdue. My love for you turned to dew, tears from ocean's eyes as tides they spilt. Thank you.
All right. So let us do the same protocol. Unmute.
बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया.
I think it's delightful that, what happens is the ashru, as people reciting, somehow the eyes moisten. And this is something I did not realize before. I'm sharing the great joy. The recitation itself brings the joy, not the contents of it. The way, the bhava, sentiment. Our next poet is Prem Nagar. Prem lives close by here, a friend of ours for a long time. Prem is a partner in our India Discovery March. He's a language expert, also biology expert. He's a part of our 4-member team who managed this event today. Comes from a poet's family, a musician family. So let him recite his poem, Aansu Ki Kahani. Prem Nagar.
Thank you, Vijay. आंसू की कहानी, प्रेम की जुबान. Tears are silent witness to our emotions. They convey stories of love and strength, reminding us of their importance in our journey. In moments of darkness, they provide solace and guide us in our understanding. Embracing their complexities, we find a relief in their tender embrace, reflecting life's dualities with every drop. आंसुओं की कहानी, प्रेम की जुबानी, इन आंसुओं को ना देखो मेरे यार, इन आंसुओं का ना देखो मेरे यार, ये आंसू नहीं है, ये है मां का प्यार। इन आंसुओं को ना देखो मेरे यार, ये आंसू नहीं है, ये है मां का प्यार। ये आंसू नहीं है, ये पिता का दुलार। ये आंसू नहीं है, ये पत्नी का करार। इन आंसुओं को ना देखो मेरे यार, ये आंसू तो मां के पालन पोषण से समरे हैं। ये आंसू तो मां के पालन पोषण से समरे हैं। ये आंसू तो पिता के डांटों और चांटों से उभरे हैं। ये आंसू तो पत्नी की प्यार की फटकारों से चमके हैं। ये आंसू तो दोस्तों की मस्खरी और अटकली का है निर्माण। इन आंसुओं की ये है पुकार, इन आंसुओं की ये है पुकार, छल कपट पर किसका अधिकार। इन आंसुओं को मत ढूंढो, ये आंसू नहीं है, ये जीवन का बलिहार। इन आंसुओं का ऋण कहाँ है इनके, इन आंसुओं का ऋण कहाँ इनके हैं। कितने आकार और कितने प्रकार, दिल की गहराइयों में गूंजती है आचार विचार से ये क्या इनकार। ये आंसू हर मुसीबत में साथ खड़े दुखियारे हैं। ये आंसू हर मुसीबत में साथ खड़े दुखियारे हैं। ये आंसू तो ढकोसलों की संवेदना के रुसवारे हैं। ये आंसू तो सहानुभूति और करुणा के हाहाकारे हैं। ये आंसू तो नैतिकता और भावुकता के मनहारे हैं। ये आंसू तो आसमान के तारे हैं, जीवन के सितारे हैं। ये आंसू तो आसमान के तारे हैं, जीवन के सितारे हैं। ये आंसू तो ये आंसू तो चिंता की चिता का धुएं से छुटकारे हैं। ये आंसू तो एक भावनात्मक अवशेष के गोचारे हैं। ये आंसू तो अच्छा रोना और आत्मा के मधुकारे हैं। ये आंसू तो दुखों को सवारे हैं। ये आंसू तो दुखों को सवारे हैं। ये आंसू तो प्यार के गुब्बारे हैं। ये आंसू तो किसी के लिए अमृत हैं, तो आंसू तो हीरे के तरह अनिश्चित हैं। लेकिन ये निश्चित है कि जीवन कुछ अनिश्चित और कुछ निश्चित है। इन आंसुओं को ना देखो मेरे यार, ये आंसू नहीं है, ये है मां का प्यार। Thank you, and let me give you the English translation of it. The transformative power of tears, which are not just mere droplets, but manifestation of profound emotions and relationship, representing mother's love, father's affection, and wife's unwavering commitment. It encourages us to recognize the importance of tears as they carry the essence of love and care for a cherished relationship. Now, tears are multifaceted in nature and representing emotions and relationships. They are shaped by mother's nurturing and care, a father's admonition and encouragement, and wife's affectionate scolding, and laughter and joy shared by friends. They serve as a testament to the depths and complexities of human connections, embodying the essence of love, guiding, championship, and commitment. They signify a call, questioning whose right it is to claim them amidst life's challenges. They urge us not to search for the origin of tears, but to recognize their significance in shaping life's experience. It contemplates, and we owe to tears at recognizing their diverse form and roles and resonating
within the depths of heart, which reasoning or contemplations cannot deny. The tears are companions that stand by us in every hardship, offering solidarity to the grieving. They are silent witness of compassion and empathy, expressing depth of human emotions. Tears are not just physical manifestation, but also embody moral and sentimental values. Thus, people liken tears to stars in the sky, guiding lights in life's journey. They offer release from the smoke of worry, representing a progressive emotional residue. These tears are not just expression of sadness, but also the strong emotional release, nurturing the soul. They are form of good cry, enriching the depths of one's being. The tears are profound significance and have a variety of meanings of different people. People compare these tears to nectar, recognizing their ability for providing solace. These tears represent fragile bubbles of love and are uncertain, like diamonds, reflecting unpredictability of life. Despite life's uncertainties, it's certain that tears encapsulate both the ambiguous and assured aspect of existence. Urge yourself not to overlook the importance of tears, emphasizing the role in the human experience. Thank you.
Okay, it is the same thing. Like that, unmute, and we, all right, really good. So next one is our Geeta. Geeta, your sisters, has been, I think here she moved to Boston maybe like 10 years ago, or maybe less. And she's a poet and she's a volunteer. She does many things. Please mute yourself.
Yes.
Please all mute.
Yeah, I unmuted. Yes.
No, but you have noise there. Though.
I don't know whose noise is. It's not from my side.
That's okay, though. You hold. I'm just trying to check whose noise is.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's now went away. Yeah. Namaskar, everyone. I'm Geeta Patil, and the title of my poem is Silent Tears. Losing someone who is dear to us is one of the most painful experiences we ever have to endure. We may experience waves of intense and very difficult emotions, ranging from profound sadness, emptiness, despair, to shock, numbness, guilt, or regret. So, my poem describes the intense longing and yearning for our deceased loved one. The poem reads like this. One by one, incessantly, my silent tears falling down like little drops of rain on my chubby cheeks. For years, I'm living on with grief right by my side. I see no way around me to stop this from happening. I feel like screaming out loudly to tell the world and my God about the pain I'm suffering from, but I hold it all inside me. Early world and others think I have gotten control of this grief, but they never ever surely realize that there is no relief for my pain. Tears are always falling down. My heart is constantly aching. A different life I am living with, filled with merely emptiness. For me, rain and tears are the same, but with others, I play the game. When I cry in the merry time, I pretend it is nothing but the rain. How many times the tall white walls around me have seen and witnessed. Salty tears coming out from my black eyes. For in my heart, there will never ever be a smile. I wear this mask so tightly, and tears have become a part of me. And the grief just holds me captive. Surely I will never ever be free again. I look at your sweet picture and immerse into our past time, only to cherish old memories and shed tears for losing you forever. Thank you.
Right. Okay, losing you forever. So can we all do the same thing? Unmute and give her a Sigita is our note taker. She has been helping us with reports from many, ever since she has come to Boston. Now, next is Dr. Gauri Datta. Gauri Datta, the psychiatrist, a mother, a community volunteer. Actually, she founded her own writers group in Bengali called Lekhoni, which operates every year in April. And so we have here, she will present, she does sometimes in Hindi, Bengali, but today I think she does in English. Silent Tears. Dr. Gauri Datta. Gauri Di around here?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Okay,
I'm
all right.
here.
Please do.
Namaskar, Bijoy. Namaskar to Swamiji. Thank you for having me. Um,
I'm good.
the name of my poem is Tear Link. Just to summarize my thought, I have come to think of tears as links between people and as link between the people and nature. I've come to think of tears as all body fluids as some form of tears. And I've come to think of the eyes as portions of the ocean in our body. So that when we cry, it is as if the ocean's waves are in our eyes. So that is the concept that I'm going by. So this is how my poem reads. Our tears make us a part of the wider brotherhood. Our tears are like the links to land and sea. Our bodies are the clay dunes of the earth. Oceans pool as lagoons in our eyes. Teardrops are the dewdrops, are the raindrops of our hearts. Blood drops add the color to the heartbreak of our tears. I have come to think of all waters of the body as tears. The starry hands that roll us into the amnios of each womb. They watch us swim the challenge of the darkened tube of fear. We are born from tears of joy and die in tears of grief. Who walks the fields of Kurukshetra on this starless night? Mata Kunti from one end and Gandhari from the other. The liquid blood rises as vapor into each mother's heart. The spilled blood of princes, their respective sons. Tomorrow they will turn to tears in each mother's eyes. The beaded string of tears is wound like a Rudraksha thread. From war to war, transitional peace, charters to fragile peace. Tears connect fire and coffin, finally all are one. Nature has its way to cry after a forest fire, after volcanic tongues lash, after pandemic kills. A tsunami from the ocean comes to weep its broken heart. What was born in water then goes back to its source as tears. Thank you. Namaste.
Great. Okay. Can we do the same thing? See, when she said the nature has the tears of the forest fire, so that we're reading in the Vedas. So the forest fire, then the fire, these people did not know. So with the fire, the trees bleed. Some of the trees. So they have
Yep.
juice coming out from them. So they think they're crying, and they kind of, this very early days. So they are saying that they are weeping, and they call the medicine. So this is the trees, Russia. So anyway, so tears from the eyes, tears from the trees. The next is Nina Wahi. Nina has been, she's a teacher. She's a very normal, I think the regular participant. I don't think she has missed any event of SAPNE ever since she has come to Boston. Her daughter is a writer, and she herself writes freely in Hindi. So here we have Nina Wahi. Nina is a volunteer for SAPNE. He helps us do events. So Nina Wahi, भाव भरे मेरे आंसू in Hindi.
थैंक यू मिश्रा जी। नमस्ते आप सबको। I won't be saying any new thing, repeating, but please bear with me. Its expressions are a little different, although the theme is the same. So भाव भरे मेरे आंसू, नमकीन पानी की कुछ बूंदें जब आंखों की कोरों पर आ ठहरी तो कहलाई आंसू। नारी शक्ति का स्वरूप है, फिर आंसू उसकी कमजोरी क्यों कहलाते हैं? कहीं कमजोरी ही हथियार बनकर वार करती है जब प्रकृति का सहयोग होता है। दुखी माता का हाहाकार, दुखी माता का हाहाकार तो इंद्र का आसन भी हिला देता है, तो इंद्र का आसन भी हिला देता है। भरे बादल की बरखा, भरे बादल भी बरखा बनकर बरसते हैं। पत्ते पर ओस की बूंद भी प्रकृति के आंसू ही तो है। दुख के आंसू अति पीड़ित असहनीय हृदय की व्यथा को दर्शाता है। वही हृदय जब खुशी से आह्लादित हो जाता है तो खुशी के आंसू आंखों से बह निकलते हैं। आंसू हमारी भावनाओं का सच्चा आईना है। आंसू हमारी भावनाओं का सच्चा आईना है, तभी तो हम हंसते हंसते रो पड़ते हैं और रोते रोते हंस देते हैं। जहां शब्द गहरे शस्त्र हैं, वहां आंसू पैनी धार से सीधे हृदय पर वार करते हैं। आंसू तो आंसू ही हैं, आंसू तो आंसू ही हैं, पर व्यथा से भरे और खुशी से आह्लादित हृदय को सुकून भी आंसू ही देते हैं। आंसू तो आंसू ही हैं, पर व्यथा से भरे और खुशी से आह्लादित हृदय को सुकून भी आंसू ही देते हैं। आंसू वहां विजयी हैं जहां शब्द फीके और अर्थहीन हो जाते हैं, जहां शब्द फीके और अर्थहीन हो जाते हैं। तो इसीलिए रोइए, जी भरकर रोइए, मन के भावों को इजहार कीजिए। मत सोचिए पुरुष होकर आप कमजोर कहलाएंगे या नारी होकर असहाय। मत सोचिए पुरुष होकर आप कमजोर कहलाएंगे या नारी होकर असहाय। रोइए, जी भरकर रोइए। ये तो राहत है, अभिव्यक्ति है हमारे भावों की। ये तो एक राहत है, अभिव्यक्ति है हमारे भावों की। यही तो है मेरे भाव भरे आंसू, यही तो है मेरे भाव भरे आंसू जो आपकी आंखों में छलक रहे हैं। यही तो है मेरे भाव भरे आंसू जो आपकी आंखों में छलक गए हैं। Thank you. Now I'll give little summary in English. Tears are ways of conveying our true feelings and relieves us from those heavy emotions that may break our hearts with joy and sorrow. Tears are not weakness, they become powerful when they are shed by a grieving mother who is crying to see her child safe and healthy. Nature drops tears in the form of rain and dewdrops. So tears are everywhere. Shed your tears whenever you feel like. Don't feel ashamed. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So let us thank Ninaji. Ninaji is the grandmother now. Also celebrate Ninaji. All right. Our next poet, Prithpal Singh. Prithpal is a regular poet of our group, but I think he's sick. Is Prithpal? I think he can't
Yeah,
join.
I'll be reciting for him today.
Okay, all right. Please do.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm back again. So Prithpal ji is here to make us laugh, but today he wrote a poem about Asu or tears. He called it a laugh ras, and Asu is Karuna ras. So we need some laugh ras in life. Hope we can find this in his poem, but it's called Asu Bhari Zindagi, life full of tears. When we are born, we cry. We have tears in our eyes. When we go to school, first time, we separated from mother, first time, we cry. Mother also have tears in her eyes. Maybe there are less tears when we are teenagers. We do not care much in that age. In in marriage, bride cries as she has to leave her parents' house. So in our lives, there are many situations when we have tears in our eyes, but there are also tears of joy. It is not always tears of grief. Poem is in Hindi. जब बच्चे का जन्म होता है, आंखों में आंसू वो रोता है. जब बच्चे का जन्म होता है, आंखों में आंसू वो रोता है. घर वालों की आंख में भी आंसू होते हैं, लेकिन वो खुशी के आंसू होते हैं. घर वालों की आंख में भी आंसू होते हैं, लेकिन वो खुशी के आंसू होते हैं. जब पहली बार स्कूल जाना था, पूरे दिन के लिए माँ से दूर जाना था. माँ का आंचल छूट रहा था. मेरी आंख में आंसू थे. पलट कर देखा तो माँ की आंख में भी आंसू थे. टीनेजर था तो टेंशन लेता नहीं था. टीनेजर था तो टेंशन लेता नहीं था, टेंशन देता था. अपनी आंख कभी नम नहीं हुई, दूसरों को आंसू देता था. शादी हुई तो दुल्हन की आंख में तो आंसू आने थे. ससुराल जाना था, मायके के नाते पीछे छोड़ जाने थे. फिर किसी ने मुझे कान में बताया कि कपड़े बर्तन झाड़ू पोछा आज से तू ही लगाएगा. दुल्हन ने आज आखिरी बार आंसू बहाए हैं, अब जिंदगी भर तू ही आंसू बहाएगा. अब जिंदगी भर तू ही आंसू बहाएगा. सब कुछ खत्म, एवरीथिंग इज फिनिश्ड. मेरा मतलब है पोएम खत्म हो गई, कंप्लीटली फिनिश हो गई. थैंक यू.
Right. So our beautiful Prithpal recited by Amandip. So let us do. Let us thank Amandip. Also, let us thank Prithpal. Prithpal is sick. So there's allergy going on around here. All right. Our next one, okay. Join the Way. Join the Way is a veteran poet, has been here for a long time. He's a teacher, but he very thoughtful in his. I think he's past 80 now. So let me introduce Join the Way and let him explain his poem. What is it? Ashuni Chudong Sanema. Let him say. Okay, Join Bhai.
Yes, actually,
Yeah, you're heard.
yeah,
Carry on.
you can hear me. No,
Yes.
I don't need probably. Yeah.
No, he said
Yeah,
he
yeah,
had
everything okay. Move on.
Oh, okay, great.
Shall we go? Just start.
Actually, I'm Jain Dave, and this, before I start, it reminds me of Chandu. We are missing him. And probably about this particular subject. Also, I was kind of indirectly, I'm inspired by Chandu to write in the form he used to write. And just think about how he would have written, this particular kind of poem. And before even I start about that, my pranam to Swamiji and regards to all my poets friends, with a wonderful, wonderful recitation from everybody. Um, this particular poem it's not a satire, but we live in this capitalistic society where whenever they see some kind of a weakness or something, they want to take an advantage of that, like a war. The people who manufacture bombs and ammunition, they're happy. Same thing is if there is a gunfire or any other riots, the people, the NRA, they would be also very happy because now they would be able to sell more ammunition and things like that. So uh, in that thing, how about Ashru, the tears? That my idea was. It's not funny. It's not real satire, but really what really we need to do, and how many ashrus, what different ashrus, tears are there. We all go through, but the things happen all over the world so much that now it just become a news headline we read, and then we forget it, that okay, there are 50 people here or 5 people there or somebody else fell or whatever. There are all sad things happen, but somehow we become immune to that. So this is about, at the same time, last week was Mother's Day. So usually we always had a event about that. So I kind of combined both of them. So this is Asuni Dukan, shop of tears and mother. That's the thing. So my dialogues is between my mother and myself. It starts with, I'll read in Gujarati first. That's where I wrote the poem. A lot of words are probably you can able to make it. He says, Ma, સાંભળ મારી વાત. Ma, સાંભળ મારી વાત. હિંચકે ઝૂલતી માની પાસે બેસી ફરી બોલ્યો. Ma, સાંભળ મારી વાત. Listen to my story. Listen to what I want to say. સપનામાં રોજ રોજ આવે વંટોળેને. સપનામાં રોજ રોજ આવે વંટોળોને ને વમળે ધ્રુજાવી મને દે કંપ. મારે તો ખોલવી આંસુની દુકાન, બસ આંસુની દુકાન. જ્યારે એમ કરીશ ત્યારે જ થશે મને જમ્પ. મીન્સ I dream every day and it comes like a typhoon and it just swirls me around to start me the shop of tears. That I want to do. So till I'm uneasy till I can start my new shop. He says Radha Krishna. Now what kind of a shop would be? He says Radha Krishna મંદિરની સામે બાજુમાં ઝવેરાતની દુકાન, 7 રંગની નિયોન સાઇનથી ઝબકે મારી દુકાન. કાચના કબાટમાં કલાત્મક ગોઠવી આમ તેમ કોક બોટલ, કાચના કબાટમાં કલાત્મક ગોઠવી આમ તેમ કોક બોટલ, કેટલીક ઊંચી કેટલીક આડી, લાલ ભૂરી પીળી ને કરે કામણ. બિગ સેલ ને સેલના પાટિયા, બિગ સેલ ને સેલના પાટિયા, છેલ્લો દિવસ છે આજે, આવો. આવો, માં સાંભળ મારી વાત. Now what he's going to sell in the shop? વેચીશ હું નાના આંસુ, વેચીશ હું નાના આંસુ, મોટા મોટા બોરસમ આંસુ, અષાઢની વર્ષા સમ ધોધમાર આંસુ, આંખના ખૂણેથી લટકે એક મોતી સમ આંસુ, સરસ્વતના પાણી સમ, ધ રિવર સરસ્વતી, સરસ્વતના પાણી સમ વહેતા છુપા આંસુ, બાળના આંસુ, બાળ વિધવાના આંસુ, કોઈ સંત કોઈ માં કે નેતાના આંસુ, આંસુ મગરના, ધ ક્રોકોડાઇલ ટીયર્સ, આંસુ મગરના ને બગલાના આંસુ, ક્રેન. I will sell all kind of tears in my shop. જાત જાતના આંસુ, ભાત ભાતના આંસુ, બિગ સેલ, છેલ્લો દિવસ, આવો. Good. Then we're talking about the tears. You know, there are so many tears, very hard to measure. It says ganya ganai nahi. You can't even count it. Vinya vinay nahi. You can't even sort it out. Eva આંસુની ખોટ છે ક્યાં વિશ્વમાં? We don't have, we are never going to run out of in this world of tears. ગણ્યા ગણાય નહીં, વીણ્યા વિનાય નહીં, એવા આંસુની ખોટ છે ક્યાં વિશ્વમાં? નભના તારાની જેમ, નભના તારાની જેમ અગણિત આંસુ. We cannot count tears just like we cannot count stars in the sky. નદીઓ વહે એની ઘેર ઘેર, ગામ ગામ દેશમાં. The rivers of tears is flowing everywhere, you know. ઘેર ઘેર, ગામ ગામ દેશમાં. દેશી માલ ને પરદેશી માલ થી ઉભરાય મારી દુકાન. My shop is just all filled up with all the domestic tears and foreign tears. Special ma Mexican border. In special tears I have is Mexican border, from Palestine, from Israel, from Ukraine. Ne roj roj થાય નવા કોચમકલા, or anywhere something happens that particular day, these all the special of those tears I have in my sale. Big sale, છેલ્લો દિવસ, આવો. Excuse, now how would I sell this product? It says package તો કરીશ એવું first class. I will pack it so nicely. The package તો કરીશ એવું first class. Taj Mahal, Eiffel Tower, White House જેવા ઘાટ. Make all those shapes. Package તો કરીશ એવું first class. Taj Mahal, Eiffel Tower, White House જેવા ઘાટ. Chanel 7 જેવું કામણગાર. It will be so attractive like the perfume Chanel 7. અને મંદીમાં Wall Street ના આંસુ. In the recession, I will have tears of Wall Street. And Christmas ma issue Christ. And during the Christmas, I have tears of Jesus Christ. Big sale, છેલ્લો દિવસ, last day, આવો. Ma, આવી થશે મારી દુકાન. So mother, this is going to be my shop like that. સપનામાં રોજ રોજ આવે વંટોળે ને આવી દુકાન સપનામાં રોજ રોજ આવે વંટળે માં આવી થશે મારી દુકાન. દે આશીષ, પ્લીઝ ગીવ મી બ્લેસિંગ કે થાય એ સાકાર કે ઇટ હેપન્સ. હું ખોલીશ આંસુની દુકાન and I will open the shop of tears. Okay. So now mother replies to the son. This is the last one. So mother replies to the son now. He says, લાગણી વલોવે વેદના ત્યારે જ આંસુ વહેતા. When the emotions is the one who churns the suffering, then the tears starts falling. Just like the devas did churning the earth and they try to get the amrit or nectar. આંસુની નદીઓ જગમાં રોજ સાગરમાં સમાય. There are many rivers of tears that flowing in this world every day and they merge into ocean. આંસુની નદીઓ જગમાં રોજ સાગરમાં સમાય એથી જ સાગર ખારો બને. છે કંઈ એનો ઉપાય? And that is the reason the ocean is salty. Because all these tears they have flown into the ocean. Do you have any solution for that? Son,
Yeah.
do you have any solution for that?
Jen bhai, last
Aansu-
we are getting late.
Oh, okay. આંસુ છે only 2 lines.
Past 12
આંસુ
now.
દુસવા એજ કર્મ, એજ માનવનો ધર્મ. Just wipe the tears. That should be your karma and that should be your dharma. આંસુના સૌદા નથી. આંસુ is not a thing to bargain. Or it's not a business. નથી આંસુનો વેપાર. સામ દામ દંડ ભેદ એ કાયરનું કામ. The people who are not brave, sam dama dand bhed they use, but nyaya, niti, daya, learn that and you do the business of that. That's the end of it.
Okay, good. All right, so let us applaud Jain Bhai, and I have to still look for Professor Prafulla Mishra. Is he back? Prafulla Mishra around? Prafulla Mishra. He never joined. He never joined. All right. So we have we are past 12. We may take 20 minutes more. We have, so 2 next poems are not on the theme, but they are kind of regular participants. So here one Sakuntala Gupta from India, she's a professor in a local college in Odisha. She joins us regularly. So she has a poem called Rendezvous at Benares. So it's in English. So then we'll hear Dr. Vijay Kumar. She has a Khalil Gibran poem, and then I will read mine, and we're done. Okay, Sakuntala.
I pranam to everyone, and I am very thankful and my all gratitude to Vijay Bhaina and the group to accept me and including me in this elite group. So I want to take time. This poem is inspired by the tears which are not visible. Generally, I believe that personal tears, subjective tears are visible. And when we consider anything related to a land, a muted land, or a community facing problem, those tears are generally not visible. So before going to the poem, I will read my summary so that it will give some hint on the poem. The summary is, the hunger index speaks about the tears of the poorer of the poor. In an ancient land like India, what I see, what is happening in front of me, the people of all faith and belief dwell, though somehow in a political race, the regimes, they always make construction of statues, building, temple or ghats. And in those ghats, the hunger is beautifully hidden behind the temporary curtains. So Banaras in this poem is a metaphor only. In fact, the story is similar in my native state, that is Odisha, where we face flood, cyclone, or drought-like situation almost every year. The people in power, they convert the strength of their public into asses. That's what my poem says, the rendezvous at Banaras. So it is a dialogue between a Aghori who is coming to the Ghat and the city is speaking to the Aghori. So the title is Rendezvous at Banaras. Yes, it emits green, the slightest reminder of life, but the purest remnant. When he pouts my tears and threw back to the water at Ghat. He drenched me in veil of suffering and crossed me with lime seeds. He wrapped me in a wine-colored dream before he garnishes his fine whims. He chews and with an aha, a Banarasi beetle. The juice tastes of blood. I accepted. He threw handful of marigold at the ghat. A virgin sacrificial lamb crying at his backpack. He shoved his knife so sharp. His bare limbs wearing my ashes, the Banaras shivering. I have closed my eyes. He is not prepared for a glance either. I accepted. A drip of water slipping down his matted long hair, that of Ogari. I move across his backline. An alpana of sandalwood paste I would have drawn, breathing yet so slow. He washed his thinned skin, so reckless at ghat, I could barely begin. He came back to feast on largest feminine of Banaras, while my thighs were touching my back and my hands raised for a grain. He draws sand temples and lotuses on dried ghat. I wriggled in his lap when he asked how I feel being the ash. So this is my point. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. So let us applaud her. And then we have Dr. Bijay Kumar. He has a translation from Khalil Gibran. Bijay Kumar is a part of local Chinmay mission, Sanskrit scholar, teaches. Professor Bijay Kumar, come on. Where are you?
Namaste Bijayji, I'm here. Yeah, it is not actually exactly a translation, but it was inspired by a poem called Fear by Khalil Gibran. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, although it doesn't exactly fit the theme of your of this seminar. And in that poem, Khalil Gibran says, it is said that before entering the sea, the river trembles with fear. He ends the poem with the hope saying, fear will disappear when the river knows it's not about disappearing into the ocean, but of becoming the ocean. My poem in Kannada is imagined as a dialogue between two rivers at the mouth of the ocean. The first river says, I don't know why I have this anxiety. I stand at the edge of this mighty ocean and worry what would happen if I joined these waters. She continues, says, I have come through mountains and flowed through valleys and jumped through ravines and crumbled big boulders by my sheer force. Yet I am standing here thinking that I will lose my existence, my name, my form, and if I become part of this enormous vastness. And the sister river tells her in reply, know yourself and think who you are. If you are aware of your inner self, there is no fear. The waters in the ocean rise to become the clouds and drop down as rain and flow as the river. When you become one with this vastness, called the ocean, you become one with your source, and that knowledge sets you free. The final verse takes the inspiration from Chandogya Upanishad and says, what is big and boundless is peaceful, and misery lies in that which is small. Yo vai bhuma tat sukham na alpe sukham asti. This that I borrow that title from that Upanishad Vakya, which it says Bhumadali Bhayavilla. I tuned this into Rag Behag in Hindustani tradition, but I'm not going to try my musical expertise, which is very limited in this in this occasion. But I'll just read it as a poem. Bhumadali Bhayavilla. ಏನಿದಿ ಮನದೊಳಕು ಏನಿದಿ ನಡುಕವು ಏನಿದಿ ತಳಮಳವು ಕಾಣಲಾರನೆ ತಾಯಿ ಏನು ಭಯವೋ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಡಗಿಹುದೋ ಕಾಣನಿ ಕಡಲಿನ ಆಳ ತಿಳಿಯನೆ ತಾಯಿ ಕಾನನದಿ ಕಂದರದಿ ಬೆಟ್ಟ ಗುಡ್ಡದ ನಡುವೆ ಕಾಲುವೆಗಳೊಡಗೂಡಿ ಕೋಡಿ ಕವಲಾಗಿರುವೆ ತುಳುಕುತಲಿ ಬಳುಕುತಲಿ ಕುಲುಕುತಲಿ ನಡೆದವಳು ಧುಮುಕುತಲಿ ಕಡುಗಲ್ಲ ನೊರೆದು ಕೊರೆದವಳು ಅಳುಕುತಲಿ ಅಂಜುತಲಿ ನಿಂತೆ ನೀ ತೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಭಯವೋ ಕಾಣೆ ನೀ ಕಡಲ ಮಡಿಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನತನ ನನ್ನ ಮನ ನನ್ನುಸಿರು ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ನನ್ನದೆಲ್ಲವ ತೊರೆದು ಬದುಕಲಾರನೆ ತಾಯಿ ಇದುವೇ ನನಗಿರುವ ಭಯ ಇದುವೇ ನನ್ನೊಳುಕು ಅದುಮಲಾಗದ ಭಾವದಿಂ ಹೊರಬರಲು ತೊಡಕು ಏನಿದೀ ಮನದಳುಕು ಏನಿದಿ ನಡುಕವು ಏನಿದೀ ತಳಮಳವೋ ಕಾಣಲಾರನೆ ತಾಯಿ. Then the reply by the sister river. ನೀನು ಯಾರೆಂದು ನಿನ್ನಳವು ಎಂತೆಂದು ನಿನ್ನಿರವು ನಿನ್ನರಿವು ನಿನಗಿಹುದೆ ಗೆಳತಿ ತನ್ನ ತಾನರಿಯದಿರೆ ಜಗವು ನಡುಗಿಸದಿಹುದೆ ನಿನ್ನ ನಿಜದಾಳವನು ತಿಳಿ ನೀನು ಗೆಳತಿ ಕಡಲು ಮುಗಿಲಾಗಿ ಮುಗಿಲು ಮಳೆಯಾಗಿ ಹನಿಗೂಡಿ ಹೊಳೆಯಾಯಿತಮ್ಮ ಹೊಳೆ ನೀರು ಮಳೆ ನೀರು ಹಳ್ಳ ಕೊಳ್ಳದ ನೀರು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಒಡಗೂಡಿ ಕಡಲಾಯಿತಮ್ಮ ಪಾರವರಿಯದ ಈ ನೀರ ರಾಶಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀ ಮೇರೆ ಮಿತಿಯಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಬದುಕು ತಾಯಿ ನಾನು ನೀನೆಂಬ ಭೇದ ಭಾವವ ತೊರೆದು ಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂ ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಾಗುತ್ತಾಯಿ ಭೂಮವಾವುದೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊಗವು ಸುಮ್ಮಾನ ಅಲ್ಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಹುದುಗಿಹುದು ದುಗುಡ ದುಮ್ಮಾನ ಇದನರಿದು ನಡೆಯುವುದೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವಕ್ಕೆ ದಾರಿ ಇದುವೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಇದಕ್ಕೆರಡಿಲ್ಲ ತಾಯಿ. That is the poem, and my sincere gratitude to Vijay ji for giving me this opportunity to read this poem, and also my gratitude to Khalil Gibran, who gave me the inspiration to write this poem.
Okay, all right. So let us thank him. So now we have a person here whom I've not met, but apparently he is a Tamil poet, and we don't get many Tamil poets. So through his request to us, first of all, I apologize that we are kind of getting late, but do bear. I think it's a great morning. People are doing, making good efforts. So if Anand Ramanujan, if he's around, he can have
Yes.
his
Vanakkam.
Tamil poem
Yeah.
for 3 minutes. Just exactly.
Vanakkam.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to present my poem. I am a Tamil poet from Boston. My name is Anand Ramanujan. I write under a pseudonym called Imayavaramban, and I maintain a blog, imayavaramban.com. My Tamil poem is on the subject of the greatness of tears. I'm going to present my poem followed by a short summary of in English. So it is called the greatness of tears in English. So, கண்ணீரின் மாட்சி பல்லரும் கலைகள் பழுதர அறிந்தும் வெல்லரும் துறைகளில் வித்தகம் புரிந்தும் உள்ளொளி காணா உள்ளம் என்னும் கல்லும் கரைந்து கண்ணீர் பெருக நிறையருள் வழங்கும் இறைவனை வணங்கி சுவைமிகு தமிழால் அவையை பணிகிறேன் அரிசினம் கொண்ட அன்னை அவள்தன் கருணை மிகுந்த கடைக்கண் வேண்டி முத்துப்பரல்கள் முகத்தில் உதிர கட்டொன்றில்லா கண்ணீர் வடிக்கும் அச்சிறு குழந்தையின் அழுகையும் அன்பே. நேசம் செழிக்கும் நினைவே துணையாய் மாசற விளங்கும் மலர்முகம் வாடி காதலனுக்காய் காத்திருந்து இளைத்த மாதாவள் மனத்தின் வேதனை விலக ஆங்கவன் வரக்கண்டு அனைத்திடும் மங்கையின் நீங்கா அன்புடை நீர்விழி அழகே. பொய்வளர் செயல்களே தொழிலாய்ப் புரியும் வையகம் தன்னில் வாழ்ந்திடும் மாந்தர் அல்லதும் நல்லதும் அறியாது அவர் மிக அல்லல் உற்றே அகமிக வாட தாமும் வாடும் மாமனம் படைத்த சான்றோர் கண்ணீர் தரணி மாற்றுமே. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. This is a short summary of the poem itself. For the greatness of tears, I offer my obeisance to God, the great ruler, who showers his grace that dissolves and brings tears to even a stone-hard mind, which, despite having mastered various arts and gained expertise on various subjects, cannot perceive the inner light. I also bow down to the audience using the sweet words of the Tamil language. A child's cry with limitless drops dropping along the face like small beads of pearls is indeed a sign of affection. Beautiful are the women's tears of joy which arise out of the everlasting affection on embracing her beloved, who returns back to her after a long period of waiting that left her mind agonized because of the separation. World-changing are the tears of kindness coming from the good and land people who suffer in their heart whenever they see other people who are in misery due to their deeds born of falsehood, unable to discern what is correct and wrong. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let us do the same thing. Let us applaud. Okay, can we?
Very good.
Can we applaud? All right. So good that he brought Lord into the picture. We don't know what Lord is. This is my poem now. Lord. So Lord is some kind of a vague thing we are talking. So we look for the Lord when we're in distress, when somehow all support system dies out. Most likely people call for Lord when they are dying in situations of utter pain. So I don't know how the support system gets adjusted, but Lord comes into play. And sometimes the Lord listens. So as the previous poet said, then we have tears of joy. Many times probably those tears are not seen, but we know that somebody listened to us. So this particular thing, an event that we travel on the world, so that is a solitary journey, and occasionally we get lost. Distress comes, pain comes, and then we look for support. There's no support nearby. So then what we call, we pray. It is not a careful whom we pray for, and nobody to come by. But the logic is there is a largeness of universe around us. So if we are really part of the universe will listen. Who will listen, we don't know. So this kind of a story in the form of an elephant has come in the Indian scriptures. The elephant was in trouble and he got in the mud, and then some kind of alligator got hold of him, and then he didn't know what to do. Elephant has a big ego and so on. He thought that I was insurmountable, but did not know in water he could be captured. So this is the story of then, without any help, he prayed for the Lord. So this I first read this poem in Oriya, my language, and I have a little translation I did. I will thank you all though. When I thought Ananda should, but I did not know this Tamil poet will bring the tears of joy before me. So we are all in this sync now, some kind of a flow going on. The poem's name is Ananda. Dustara samsara, duskara jibana, Durdina buvukya, dustho nirbapana. I'll translate it in English later on. Ramaniya jolasaye, hasti gole kheli, padmamano shobha kare, hele se uchuli. Pankare nimagna hasti, hoile bauli, graho eko pankomule, nelati ogali. Marana sankate padi dake narayana, त्राही करो दुर्गमरु एबे तो मरण नमनीय विश्वबंधु जीवनर सखा आहे प्रभु जगबंधु मोते बाट देखा लोभबस जलाक्रांते हेली मुहि बस तुम्भ दास मुहि करी प्रभु तुम्भ जस so he prays I'm in trouble and and um and Eki Basanji, would you mute yourself? Mute yourself, please. I'm sorry that we're recording, so all right. So then he prays to he gets caught in this particular system, and so eki chamatkar drisya jole raktasravo graha dukho dure hui aswastir bhavo. So somehow the Lord listens to him, and maybe another animal who gets sort of the alligator and then removes him. Anandastru bohe hasti prabhu raksha kale. Asanna mrityurmate prabhu trahidele. So this happens in life. We just thank. I hope many people have not come into the solitary situation, but we may all come when we come to desperate loneliness, single. Jagata rakshana hela srishtir karana, agatira gati hele prabhu narayana. So this is a concept which has come in, that when nobody helps, to pray. Somebody may help. And so in that help, if the help really matures, you have this tears of joy. I have a friend. What I'm saying is, so those tears of joy, they sustain us. They could be your parents, they could be your wishes, they could be your friends, they could be your neighbors, they could be the poet company. So Anandashru, who is there? Can somebody help me? Narayana dhyana rakhi dukha durahu. Narayana surakhyare anandastru bahu. So let the Narayan protect me. So here is the English. I could have explained some more, but we're getting late. The tears of joy. Difficult living, difficult life, struggling days, mostly strife, path is dark, means are so slight, but for the well-intentioned, there is hope and light. An elephant entered a beautiful pond. He trampled the lotus, got stuck in the mud. Out came the alligator, caught the fleshy paws. Elephant cried, who will release me from these jaws? Desperate he was, he prayed to the Lord, save me, O Savior, from this pond of mud. O Lord Almighty, you are the friend in need, suffering in distress. Release me from my greed. Let your glory shine, O Lord. It is your majesty. I'm a distressed creature, O Lord. I declare honesty. I don't know whether people do declare or not. I'm connecting this. Your own honest call brings help. Lo and behold, there was red in water. Miracle of miracles, Lord does indeed matter. Released elephant takes a big sigh. Tears of joy flow from his eyes so high. Lord's majesty triumphs. Cooed the elephant. Be true to yourself. Don't ever you rant. Beg mercy, O man. Always be with the Lord. Let tears of joy flow through your every word. So that's my poem, Tears of Joy. I thank you all for joining us, Tears of Joy. So that ends our program today. We have 20. So I'll kind of spend a little time. Is Swami still around? Tulsi is from the ashram there, whom I met there, and so I saw his name, so I kind of call upon you. Any comments for our group here?
I'm just very much touched. It is such a beautiful, beautiful program and reaching everybody. And the way you conduct it, it is really, really beautiful. And I'm really grateful that I could be participating and listening to all these things. It really opens my heart. And thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank you.
I'm here with Tulsi and Vishnu Priya in the ashram.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you for having me. And I have to say to everybody, what an honor to get to hear your poetry in your native language, and then to hear the translation. As somebody who doesn't speak any of your languages, just to get to hear the cadence and the rhythms and the sound and the heart that comes through. What a beautiful beautiful blessing. So thank you for having us.
Okay.
Really.
So you live with Tiruvannamalai with the Swami?
I'm here for a 3-month visit. Yeah.
Okay. Anand Ramanujan, you are the first time came here. You are a poet. What's the poetic impression of the South Asian? How did you miss us before? You never come before.
Yeah, I did not get a chance to know about this convention, this event before, but I got good experience of listening to all the poets and poems. Coming back from Tamil Nadu, like I really like my favorite devotional place is Tiruvannamalai, and I really was very blessed to see the people from the ashram here.
Oh. So you belong to Tiruvannamalai?
I belong to Chennai, which is the Tiruvannamalai is my favorite place, which I used to visit a lot of times. So for blessings, like I'm a devotee of Ramana Maharishi. So.
Okay. Vishnu Priya, also from the ashram, is it? Is Vishnu Priya still from the ashram? Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate. Yes, Bijoy.
Oh, okay. You are Vishnu Priya. All right. So how is your chanting going on? Vishnu going on. All right. So any impressions? Any comments on what you did?
Impressions. We have a saying in the West: blown away. Blown away.
All right.
Really moving. I am speechless, and it's just such a beautiful, as Visisa said also, it's an honor to be invited and be part of this and to hear everyone and share their poems and share their heart and get this opportunity that you've given. And it's beautiful. It's a blessing, and I'm really touched and really glad to receive from you all. So.
See, Basanji is in India now. He left us. But maybe briefly, can you comment on like how do you see in India and how is our language experiment? Brief.
This has been a very good event, I should say. I am all the way happy in India and doing well with my kids and grandkids. And it has been the event that we have been organizing for the last 19 years. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you. Anybody else? Deba Patnaik. Do you have any comments? He's also new. He's a friend of mine. He doesn't. Is Deba Patnaik around? No. Okay. Is anybody else want to share a parting? By the way, let me before we close. So our next thing is in August. August third Sunday normally we'll meet. So we will make it like a picnic. We did not do last year very well. I hope all people can join, and we'll have food and have a local celebration. August 21 or something like that, but I'll give you a date, third Sunday. So mark your calendar, hopefully, but it'll be in-person event. All right. So one last comment from Jamuna. Jamuna, why don't you close Jamuna is doing the local New England regional poets meet. We're funded from Mass Cultural
Jamuna
Society.
Prakash and me.
Jamuna, Jamuna, why don't you announce your program, and then just as a part of our original celebration on 1997, you just thank people and close.
Namaste. My name is Jamuna.
Hello, I'm ready.
I've been coming since 1997 on and off, not always. So SAPNE as a group in the India Discovery Center is putting together a folk festival that we hope you can come to. It'll be in the Cambridge Public Library on June 29th. And we're trying to get other community groups in to participate and recite, poetry in their native languages or native traditions. And if you know anyone who falls into that category, that would be great. We are, because of the grant, we want to get not just from within our community, but outside as well. But we should have, I know Mosa will definitely ask people in this group as well. So thank you.
So it's a principle for outsiders. It's a regional. So just like we're Indian South Asian community, so Portuguese community, Russian community, German community, French community, Belgian community, Korean community, Chinese, Japanese, so all communities. So we'll try have a larger festival of languages. So June 29th. And so some of us will probably be there, but celebrate languages. Help Jamuna to organize this. So, okay. So it's getting late. So anyway, thank you all for this
Bala has to
beautiful.
say something.
I wanted to say something, if you don't mind.
Please do.
It has been a fantastic experience, and I loved. And I have attended practically all the SAPNE sessions in May. And one of the things I wanted to say to this group is the fantastic effort put in by Bijoy.
Yeah, well,
He's a tireless worker.
It's a pleasure.
He has taken care of this meeting for so many years, and he spends a lot of time, and my appreciation for him and my praise for him. Thank you. And I hope you all join in appreciating him. Thank you.
It's like a plant gesture. Plant.
Yamuna.
Okay.
Can we participate in the program, the June program? Is it
that we'll do. I think it's not open to everyone. We shall see. Well, audition and so on. We make a program out of it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Shall we close?
Love this program. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Anybody else want to say anything? Vijay Kumar, you're a new voice.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. It was a great event, and thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, so Ashru. So if all of you has Ananda Ashru.
Yes.
You see, this thing is, the point is, the reason I'm saying this, that the India discovered what they call Russia, the aesthetics. And people did not know what aesthetics was. So people thought aesthetics is a function that comes by virtue of acting, by virtue of music. In 14th century, a poet actually in our area, I come from Puri, our area, somebody called Vishwanath. He wrote a book, and where called the elements of Russia, where the aesthetics comes from. So he said aesthetics comes from appreciating expression. It is not that the object is becoming sad, but that you can describe sadness will give you pleasure. So this particular association of event with your words is the ananda, is the rasa, is the joy. And that joy can bring you tears. With that, I want to close the session. Ashru, this will be recorded. Please thank Manish and Amandip for have coordinated this event. Please have Prem to have helped us in registration. And there's a gentleman in India who helps us with the graphics. So we'll get back to you with the video and hopefully to see many of you in our August event. Okay.